What does it take to be a champion? To be better than all the competition? Preparation. Commitment. Execution. An obsession with perfection. In 2005, Bob Oatley commissioned designers Reichel Pugh to create Wild Oats 11, a 98-foot Super Maxi that for the last 3 years has made one race its own.
The Rolex Sydney to Hobart race is, without a doubt, the major race in the world for me. As a sailor, I would say in this part of the world it's the most important race to win and perhaps the hardest to win. The breezes can be so different on any sector of the race, and it's really an enormous challenge.
Only one boat had ever won the Sydney to Hobart 3 years in a row, until Wild Oats, that is, last year. And if the desire to achieve an unparalleled 4 in a row is an obsession for Oatley, Wild Oats is an addiction for those who sail her.
I just love the horsepower of Wild Oats. You know, they're amazing machines, and we've been sailing America's Cup boats and all those, you know, a lot of boats all our lives, you know, but there's nothing like these things at sea. You know, we put a new lighter bulb on the boat, which has made the boat a lot faster downwind, which is exciting, and you know, we put some new water ballast systems in, so you know, we're sort of set up really well for any conditions Mother Nature throws at us.
From the start line in Sydney's world-famous harbour, the fleet begin their gruelling 628-mile journey south across Bass Strait before reaching the finish line in Tasmania's capital, Hobart. And on Wild Oats, a final call to arms.
Well, boys, everything's been said, can be said, I think. Just get there in one piece and you'll win. I think that's, the boat will do the rest for you.
The countdown to the start has begun.
This afternoon is going to be 10 to 15 knots on a slight swell, but will be increasing as the land hots up later in the afternoon. And tomorrow's forecast for southern coastal waters, very good news for the front runners, increasing to 30 knots, and that 2 to 3 metre swell is perfect surfing weather for the big boats.
Just be ready for anything, okay? I know what's happening, okay?
Attack in a minute.
Stand by attack, you right, boys? 40. Get up there, I want to get up there, I want to get up there. One to go.
Keep up, Delarue!
Full speed, let's go. 30. He's mine. Trim up, Moss, go, Moss.
I say that's a clear start. Sheets on, it's liftoff. Will it be a new race record for Wild Oats, who's won the start at that pin end?
Wild Oats 11 fires off the start line, taking the fleet out of Sydney Harbour as thousands line the shore for a grandstand view. Scandia no match for her Super Maxi rival as they race to be first out of the heads and into the open ocean.
There is no stopping Wild Oats. She has streeted her rivals in the start of the 2008 Rolex. Chasing hard in Scandia, but Wild Oats 11 setting the pace in this year's race.
The water's churning as 100 boats jockey for position. The great race has begun, and leading the charge, the ultimate racing thoroughbred.
We're just over 18 minutes into the race, and it's Wild Oats leading the way from Scandia in the Rolex for 2008.
At the front, Mark Richards keeping a tight rein on Wild Oats as she powers her way downwind in pursuit of the 4 in a row. with just abeam of her, Scandia. The first night at sea, a time for repairs, rest, and racing. So far, the race is following form, but in the early hours of day 2, Wild Oats begin to slow. Debris around their keel puts the brakes on. And Scandia sees the opportunity to take the lead off Gamebow Island. No celebrations yet on board Scandia as they sight the Tasmanian coast for the first time. They're still hanging on to the narrowest of leads over Wild Oats. Just 7 miles separate the two. Wild Oats have shaken off the debris around their keel and are starting to get back into their stride. They won't give up their crown easily. Scandia have seen their lead gradually ebb away, as with each hour, Wild Oats gain valuable boat speed and close the gap on their rivals. With just over 100 miles to the finish, Wild Oats surge level. And as Scandia sail into a hole, Wild Oats grab back the lead. As Wild Oats pass Tasman Island and head towards the Iron Pot and the Derwent River, their lead over Scandia is secure. After 1 day and 20 hours at sea, Wild Oats 11 enters the final furlong ahead of the Rolex Sydney to Hobart fleet. The record may have escaped them this year, but after the closest of battles with Scandia, the victory is all the sweeter. For Bob Oatley, the 4 in a row has become a reality. An emotional reunion between owner and skipper as the scale of their achievement dawns.
Yeah, we had a really tough race, and I have to say that the first 3/4 of the race we were behind Scandia the whole way, and we really had our work cut out for us. But going into last night, the boys did a fantastic job. We must have done 60 sail changes in the last 24 hours, and here we are. Where we wanted to be.
How much does it mean to me? Well, it's the best toy I've ever had. And ever likely to have. It's a fantastic boat.